Okay, now we are talking to tuck the right elbow or not tuck the right elbow. So some people do it, some people don't. Everyone's saying you have to stay in posture during the swing. So, got some news for you. Everyone does it a little differently. This is why we test and measure everything. So what we've got above is Joaquin Niemann. Down below is Rory McIlRoy. So I'm going to discuss a few different things here in the swing. So the first thing, see as you go about the top of the backswing, you'll see Joaquin has more, we call that side bend to the right, whereas Rory looks a little bit more neutral here. Now this is because of their grips at address, so their right hand grips. So Rory has a weak right hand, the V points to his nose, and Joaquin has a strong right hand which points to his right shoulder. So the effect of that is we get to these positions at the top. So what is happening is Rory's elbow is not as tucked as Joaquin's coming down here. See, you can see Joaquin's got a bigger side bend to the right. Rory's quite neutral. And then as we come down, so see how much Joaquin's right shoulder has dropped. Now when the shoulder is dropping, you need to tuck the right elbow. So see his shoulder line here compared to Rory, quite neutral. Then you look at the elbow position. His right elbow is really tucked in front of the hip, and Rory's out back behind the hip. Now there's no right or wrong in this. Now as I said before, the right hand grip determines what this does. So you'll see a lot of coaches out there on teaching on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, saying everyone must tuck the right elbow and rotate through the ball. Well, not everyone. I said, yes, that information is correct for certain people, but not for everyone. So you look at the components of this coming down. See, Joaquin's tucking the right elbow is tucked way in, and his posture is more bent over. Rory's standing up a lot taller, his chest is not as down, shoulders are slightly closed. So watch the movement again as we're coming through. Very different elbow patterns, isn't it? Now, if Rory was to do what Joaquin was doing, he would hit it 50 yards right, or he would hit pull hooks, and vice versa. If Joaquin was doing what Rory was doing, he'd be all over the shop as well. So everyone has a different pattern. So look at the difference there. Massive difference. So look how level Rory's shoulders are looking through impact. And look at Joaquin. So both these players are world-class golfers, but they have very different patterns. So that's why we test and measure. So if you come in to see me, I am going to do some tests to determine how you need to swing. But you just got to be careful what you're watching on YouTube. People always give an opinion on this is how everyone should swing it. And unfortunately, there's a classic example. So if I was to teach Rory to tuck his right elbow like that, wouldn't work, and vice versa. So how do we determine this? Well, there's a series of grip tests you can do to work that out. But the general rule is if you have a strong right hand, you need to tuck the elbow up like Joaquin. Right shoulder's going to drop down. You're going to stay in posture through the ball. Now, if you've got the weak right hand like Rory, you don't have as much side bend. Your shoulders are quite level coming down here, and you're straightening the right arm earlier. Look at the difference there. Straightens the right arm, right elbow's behind the hip, and then we're releasing it through. Now look at all the difference there. Look at this. I mean, Joachim's quite extreme, but Rory has got that. So look at all the variations in shoulder tilts, neck tilts, everything like that. So there's not one way to do it. There's many ways to do it. But if you've got a strong right hand grip, you're up like Joaquin Niemann. If you've got a weak right hand grip like Rory, elbow's got to be behind you. So as I keep saying, there's many ways to do these things. But it's all about testing and measuring. So if you've got any questions, send me a message, drop me a line. If you're needing any help, find me on Skillest app, or if you're in Melbourne, Australia, you can come and book and see me for a lesson.